So for this video, I want to talk about how government work in my open market socialist democracy. So first and foremost, it's obviously a democracy. But the big thing in which we need to change when it comes to dealing with the government is how we view the government and what we feel the point and purpose of a government is. It shouldn't be there to, well, govern us. I feel that the government should be there as moderators to help clear up and de-escalate situations that arise between people and allow us to have a consolidated social administration, because it's very obvious that having a society based on the rule of law is just beneficial to us. It works really well, and a constitutional democracy seems to be a very good way of doing this. In a society in which we value how a person contributes and not necessarily their worth, this, I feel, would bring down the amount of corruption that is possible in a government when you can't have special interest groups lobbying certain representatives by bribing them. It's very difficult to sway an opinion in this way. I'm sure someone somehow will come up with some way of doing this because we are imperfect beings and nothing we create will ever be perfect. That being said, it doesn't mean that we can't at least try to come up with something better. And I feel that a better government is one that is more focused on mediation more than anything else. That's their purpose. They come up with the legislation and the laws to help us draw the lines in the sand, what's illegal and what's not illegal, what's the speed limit on this road, stuff like that, as well as a centralized administration that has the overall regulations on how the smaller governments, the local governments, the standard in which they need to at least be up to. And I do feel that governments need to be brought much down to the local level, that your municipal government should be far more important to your life than the federal government could ever be. The federal government should only ever be dealing with, you know, local governments and dealing with problems between two municipalities or however you want to structure it. I mean, Canada, so I'm going to say provinces. So you would have your municipal government, then your provincial government, and then your federal government. The person, the individual, should really be mostly concerned with how their municipal government is conducted, because the provincial government will only ever really interact with the municipal government in solving problems between two towns, and then the federal government would only really come into play when there's issues between two provinces, and so on. But at the federal level is when the entire nation decides this is the benchmark and everything below it needs to meet this benchmark. Doesn't much matter how you go about doing it, as long as you're meeting these metrics, we're all good. Or we can just throw that all out and just let one government control everything. There's many different ways of doing it. Like I said, it's all about how we perceive the government and how the government presents itself. And so that's really it on the government. So once again, if you have some thoughts, please below. If you see any real flaws, below. And I hope to see you in the next one.